Hi team, I hope you are doing good and I expect my tutorial video is helping you up to some extent to learn the concepts related to machine learning. Now it's time to go one step ahead in our project development, that is on loan application, or you can say loan approval application. The next step that we'll follow is creating the manifest file and performing the versioning of our project. Now let's talk about manifest first. What is this manifest thing? See what happened after creating the project, we are going to create a package of our project. Okay, that means we work on the packaging of the project, because packaging is important to create the setup file. Okay, and setup file can be later on installed in any system. Okay, so to make an installable file, first we need to create the package of our project. So while packaging, we need to define over here what to include from our all the folders and files that we created and what to exclude. Okay, for example, in our project we have so many things. So we have so many Python file, we have some text file is also there. Okay, we have some markdown file for project documentation, we have CSV file, that is our data file, we have a pickle file, that is our model file. So these guys I want to include into my package. Okay, at the same time, there are some file, there are some content which I want to exclude. What I want to exclude? I want to exclude any kind of cast file that is getting created while execution. Okay. For example, if you see, when we executed the project, this kind of cast file is created, cast folder is created. We don't want it. We don't want it, right? In our final package, right? So cast file or some compiled file used to be created. So we don't want it in the final package. They are not required. Okay, we required only the important files and folders in the final package. So to let the Python know that what to include, what not to include, we create manifest file. If we don't create the manifest file, how do Python know that which file I required in the final package? Okay, Python, we need to tell the Python, right? So for that, we are going to create manifest file. So I created a manifest file in loan app. If you see in the loan app, I have a manifest file. All right, here in the loan app, I have manifest file. Okay, that I created manifest.in. Now I'll just include certain things. For example, I want to include text file and MD file and Python file. So what I do, I'll just you write over here include asterisk dot txt. Okay, to include any text file that I have in my project. Include asterisk dot md to include all the markdown file that we have over here. Okay, include asterisk dot python file. If there is any Python file, I want to include it. Thereafter, I want to include all the directories and subdirectories of loan app, right? So what we do, we'll write over a recursive include dot slash loan app slash asterisk. Okay. Thereafter, some specific include, like for example, dataset path or train model path. So these all things will mention over here include. These are the specific include loan app slash dataset slash asterisk dot csv. If there is any csv file, just add it. Same include loan app slash trained models. In train models, what do we have? We have a pickle file, right? So asterisk dot pickle. Next, I want to include this processing one. So include loan app slash processing slash in the processing we have a Python file. Okay, so that's why dot py. Asterisk dot py. Include loan app slash config asterisk dot py. Okay, this will make sure that important files or important directory or important package should not be missed while packaging. Next, I also include the version. So version, I have not mentioned anything over here, but let's try to mention over here 1.0.1. So what it means, that means I'm defining the version of my project which is 1.0.1. Okay, so that later on, if there is any update in my project, I can change the version. Okay, so that the platforms like GitHub or PyPy. Okay, like suppose I have to share my project, so I'll use the platforms like GitHub or PyPy, so they can easily track the version. Okay, So the version file is a simple text file that contains the version number of your project. Like here it is 1.0.0, 0.1. Okay. Now here the version number help you to track and change your project, and it also looks professional. And the platforms like PyPy or GitHub can easily track the different versions of your project and make available any version that user wants to use. Now again, over here, I want to also include the test directory. This is my test directory. So for the test directory, I'll do what? Include dot slash, because test directory is not within the lone app folder. This is outside lone app folder. So tests slash asterisk, that anything within the test that should be included. Thereafter, I have to exclude certain thing. What I want to exclude? I want to exclude this cache kind of file. So what I do? Recursive exclude. That means anything which is within PyCache, any subdirectory within the PyCache, that also should be excluded. So recursive exclude asterisk double underscore PyCache. Okay. Or I also have to recursive include or recursive exclude any kind of compiled file, right? So compiled file generally represented with pyc. So dot py or pyo. Okay. So if there is any pyc file or pyo file, that will also be excluded. So that looks good. And we also created our version file. The only one thing that is left, updating this init of lone app. Okay. So this file act as an entry point for your project. So here we will include the version number so that user can check the version, the current version that they're using, or user can easily check the currently used version. For example, if you see over here, let's see, or for example, let's say if you have to check the version of any particular module, what you do? I'll show you. Let's say I have a module numpy, right? So I'll just import numpy. Okay, and I want to check the version np, then I will use np dot double underscore version. Okay, so I can check it, right? So I want this kind of functionality should be there in my application so that user can check the version at any point of time. So for that, I have to mention some information in init file, which is an entry point for my project. So here I'll import something called OS. Okay, why are we importing OS? We are importing OS so that we can access those that particular thing, which is version file. So here version is basically present here. It is present in the lone app. So first I need to access the package root so that I can define the location of the version file. So package underscore root will be equals to what? OS dot path dot absolute path of what? Of my current file. Okay. Now let's print the package root and let's execute it. So this is a file and my version is existing here. It is existing in lone app, right? So I want over here os dot path dot directory name. All right. And this is the directory name that in which we have os. Oh, sorry. Okay, here I have, right? So now what I do, I'll just create a logic or expression with open what? The package root that we have os dot path dot join. Okay, what I need to join? I need to join this package root, comma, the name of my text file, which is version. Let's put in the quotes as f. Okay, and I'll just use over here underscore version underscore is equals to f dot read dot strip. If there is any space, it will just strip, right? And thereafter here I'll print the version just to check if everything is working, and later on I'll remove the print statement, right? So let's execute it. It's working good, right? That means whenever someone will call this underscore version thing, automatically this thing will be returned, right? So I'll just comment it is not required now. So my versioning is done. And after that, we have defined the versioning or the version information in the entry point of our project. Okay, that is the init file of loan app package. We define manifest, which will later on help me in packaging of my project by including and excluding few files, so that only important files and folders can be included in my final project or final packaging before creating the distribution file. So next video is about creating the distribution file or the installable file, and we'll see how can we share it through PyPy or GitHub, and we can then later on we will install it, and thereafter we'll see how can we make use of it or how a user can interact with our final model. So stay tuned, keep learning, stay safe. Thank you everyone, and have a great day ahead.